Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming here. Look, I think food should always taste good. It's a pretty basic premise of, you don't have to be a chef to say that. You can be a mom or a dad or a human being to say that, right? All food should taste good. And the one word I hate in the English language is diet. Diet means you're taking something away, and I understand for certain reasons you have to take, like gluten, for example, because of the reasons you all know. But that does not mean you're taking away flavor. It does not mean you're taking away life. Food is the glue of society, honestly. It's what brings people together. It's what solves all potential conflict. It's what can actually make us prosper. We're doing a vegetarian soba noodle sushi. So soba noodles are made from buckwheat, but you really need to make sure you check the label, because a lot of soba, just like a lot of tamari, which is supposed to be wheat-free soy sauce, a lot of people just use the buzzword tamari because it's cost, you can charge more. There's wheat gluten in it. So the first thing I'm going to do, so these have simply been really hot boiling water, and add salt. So one tip off the top is you never add salt to cold water. What should it taste like? We've all swallowed seawater, right? It should taste like seawater. That's salty. Blanch them till they're literally just a touch beyond al dente. You have like a pinhole of rawness. Then to this, so minced ginger. Yes, my favorite, probably my favorite ingredient of all. Equally good for sweet as it is for savory. We're gonna take a naturally brewed rice wine vinegar. So emulating in sushi rice, that you want that little bit of acid to just kind of make it more flavorful, right? Then, obviously reading the label, tamari, right? Kikkoman's a good one, Wanjianshan's a good one as well. So mix that up. And you want this to sit for about, I don't know, 3-4 minutes to absorb. I add some freshly chopped cilantro, which I love, and some green scallions. Green part only, I was reading. So we're just gonna let this sit for like 3 or 4 minutes, all right? So we have these half sushi mats. So I'm gonna cut the cucumber basically the length of the sushi, all right? So what we're gonna do is just make some julienne. The best way to break down a bell pepper, you take out both ends. You then take your knife, lay it flat on the board, cut the bell pepper, and roll the bell pepper. See that? And then I'm just doing julienne. So actually, I might as well make it the length of the cucumbers. So we can just go like this, all right? All right, so now I have julienne cucumbers and julienne bells. So I'm gonna take a little bit. We usually use our fingers, obviously. So a couple pieces of cucumber just in the middle, a couple pieces of bell pepper. So what you wanna do is by using the mat, you hold the filling inside, and you see how this is coming over? What I want are these noodles to touch those noodles. The hardest part of sushi is you gotta make sure this part of the nori gets tucked in, and then you use the mat and you roll it. All right, and now this is when you use your vinegar water, and this is the glue, and you keep rolling it, right? Then you just hold it for a couple seconds, right? Then you get soba noodle sushi. So I came up with just using maple syrup, A, if you like A, I like A, it's, I think, deeper flavor, and literally just a couple of drops of this tamari. So what we'll do then is we'll just cut this in half, right? So it's nice when it's in the middle, right? We'll put one like this. We have some sesame seeds, so I'm just gonna drizzle this soy maple on top. A little sesame seeds, and then a little scallion on top of that. All right, so we're gonna give you guys a taste of this. So this is all finger food, guys. Questions?
Lentils can sometimes be okay and not okay. I can't, you know. I'm just saying.
When are lentils good and when is it a type of lentil?
So, you know, to your point about the part of the scallion, there's lots of nuances with the FODMAP diet. So FODMAPs are water soluble. So when they're in a can, such as canned chickpeas and lentils, which tend to be on the lower spectrum of FODMAPs, they tend to qualify as a low FODMAP. So just remember, FODMAP Everyone's tolerance to FODMAPs is very different. So yes, during the elimination phase, the nuanced pieces of all of this is important, but it's also very important to be intuitive to your body. So if you can eat lentils and you're not symptomatic, then certainly eat lentils, right? Legumes in general do have the fermentable fructans and galacto-oligosaccharides, and kidney beans naturally are very high, so even if they're in a can, they'd really always be very high in FODMAPs. But lentils and chickpeas, you can have up to 1/2 cup of the canned lentils and 1/4 cup of canned chickpeas during the elimination phase. You may vary, chickpeas don't bother me, and I have FODMAP sensitivities. So it's really just finding that line in the sand.
So, I do like the oil, this one, and all I did was take chicken. You can take breast or dark meat. I'm a big dark meat guy, so we took dark meat. And very simply marinated overnight in this shallot-infused oil. I tend not to put salt and pepper on it until right before I cooked, which is what I did while Doc was talking, right? And yeah, you just want to get good color on your chicken, right? You have to cook your chicken through, and if you can get color on it, it's even better. Spaghetti squash. Love spaghetti squash. We halved it. We just put, in this case, just extra virgin olive oil, salt, pepper, and down on a sheet tray this way, we roasted it for about an hour at 350, right? So then it will come out. You guys all use spaghetti squash, right? So with a fork, it comes out like spaghetti. So here in this pan, I have the same shallot oil. So I'm just gonna heat up a little bit of this. And this is the base. This is my starch veg for the dish, right? Obviously you would scrape it all, right? No, I'm Chinese, you can't waste anything. All right, so this, so simple. Again, just in that same shallot oil. Just a touch, salt, pepper. Now, another great product that, again, was introduced to me by you all, 88 acres. So 88 is a great number in Chinese folklore, right? Baba, right? It means double fortune, so you should eat everything that has 88 on it. It's a pumpkin seed butter, which I really love, but this is a great base for a pesto. So all I added, so this is this, but I just in a blender, I just pureed it with some fresh Thai basil. So I literally just took this into a blender, I added a little bit of rice vinegar to loosen it up, and I added 1/2 cup of warm water, handful of that Thai basil, and then you end up getting a Thai basil pesto, right? From pumpkin seed, right? So pretty simple, and for those that don't know, this is what pumpkin seeds look like. So we're gonna put some pumpkin seeds here with our spaghetti squash. And that's it. Looking pretty good. So I will take so if you want to go fancy, in our restaurants we put a dollop and go like that. Like you switch. That's how we charge $29.95. Then we'll take a little of this squash pumpkin seed. All right. Very simple here, guys. I'll put 2 since I have it. A couple of sautés like that. Pumpkin seeds, since we can. And a little bit more on top. So, it's literally 6 ingredients, this dish, right? It's chicken and spaghetti squash, pumpkin seed butter, and this shallot, right? Salt, pepper. Granita. Simplest recipe in the world. Fresh pineapple, the ripest the better. So this is about 2 pineapples, of course, skin taken off, right? Eyes taken out, decored, food processor, blended. Cans of coconut milk, right? Shaken, added. Equal parts of this fresh pineapple puree and fresh coconut milk, right? It is really good with a little bit of champagne. I didn't do it for, but it actually, because alcohol doesn't freeze, right? So it makes it a little bit softer. So it is for the flavor, but it's also to put alcohol in it to make it a little bit softer. But it's okay because of the coconut milk. You take a fork and you see it's like ice cream, right? But there's no ice cream maker. There was nothing. We literally just put it in the freezer and get it nice and cold, and you mix this all up, and you kind of get like a ice cream granita. So it has the richness of an ice cream because of the coconut milk. And I would try to be dairy free, but it is dairy free. But fresh mangoes or fresh pineapple, or if you can buy passion fruit puree, any fruit like that, watermelon, all melons would work great with this. So very simple technique, just 50-50. If you don't like coconut milk, yes, I guess you could use cream, but I've never tried it with cream because I'm going to use cream. I'm going to make ice cream, right? So this is kind of an alternative way. All right. So very simple. And what we're going to do is once we brown that up, you just take a little bit like this, you put it in a little bowl, and here, very simple, freshly toasted coconut, right? That's it. So this is a 2-ingredient dish, coconut. I added no added sugar, no added honey. Do we add honey or not? No, we didn't have to, right? So if your fruit is ripe, you don't need to add anything, right? Can you do honey?
You can't do
yeah,
honey.
That's right. I remember asking about that. You can do sugar, but we can't do honey. But you don't need to. And again, when you go shopping, always buy the freshest fruit. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it. Blue Dragon's card is here. We are the best in the business when it comes to food allergies.
Absolutely.
We can do the same for all of you.